Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mark from Solar Games, and let's talk about leaks. So, my general theory about leaks. So what happened recently? There was a leak of, I guess it was like rules, right? Judge rule type of text, ruling text. They call them release notes for Dominaria United, which leaked about 50% of all the cards, right? This was posted on Wizards' site briefly and then taken down pretty quickly. But of course, with the internet, we got copies everywhere. So it's like I think 70 or so pages of ruling text. It gave some more info about the cards. You know, it obviously read out every single card that it did leak in that document, plus some ruling data. So idea being like, hey, here's how this card actually interacts. These documents are usually released after a full set's previewed, and the idea is that then, you know, it's good for the judges and whoever else is prepping for pre-release and tournaments to know like how to judge and rule for this set. It's, you know, basically the idea here. So what do I think? In general, like this along with like Dominaria remaster type of leaks, you know, you're always like, oh man, like is it intentional? Is it actually leaks? You know, with Wizards, right? Obviously, leaks aren't. How do I put this? It's a strategy. It's like a card you have in your deck. You do want to play it sometimes, right? But you don't want to play it too often because if you're leaking all the time, right? Super leaks, all the time, then there's no such thing as leaks. People are just expecting like what we call, I don't know, info drops. So yes, do I think they intentionally leaked some stuff? Yes, I do. Do I think this was intentionally leaked? No, I don't think so. Here's two reasons why. Number one, this is not flashy. Usually when they leak something that's kind of like, hey, oops, right? It's usually something that's like flashier, right? So as an example, like think about Dominaria Unite Remastered being leaked on Amazon, like super fast. And you saw like right away the product photos, everything came out later, like a week after, right? So super quickly. It was also splashy because you got the pricing and everything. Oh, you know, like people were thinking, oh, what is remastered? So that I know was intentional, okay? With respect to this document, I don't think it's intentional. Why? We're into like preview season, which means they were going to preview the cards anyways. They really didn't need to leak it like half the set a week before. Especially since they send these preview cards to content creators out there, and those content creators use this for content. Imagine you're like the guy who got Karn, like the card, and like super hype, right? But before you even review Karn and show people off your preview cards, well, it's already leaked. What it does, what it is, everything, right? It kind of, you know, takes the wind out of, kicks the wind out, right? So that's not, knocks the wind out. It's not really like a good idea for them to do this to the people that support, you know, the Wizards like ecosystem. So I don't think it's intentional, but I still think it's kind of interesting. I didn't even look through all of it. 70 pages is a lot for me to read. Realistically, I just don't have the time. Like, you know, half my time is sorting through my own stuff, dealing with the business or etc. And I'm pretty full swing into getting listings up for Dominaria United. So making sure all of the customers are happy, answering questions, except, you know, all the stuff. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty, boring business things, right? But I will say it's very interesting. So leaks in general, leaks in general are going to be obviously not intentional, but with Wizards there are more intentional leaks than they're not. So just be aware of that. But I don't think this latest like list was intentionally leaked. If that's, you know, if you're worried about that kind of stuff, it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not. Anyways, Dominaria United looking at like a pretty good set. It's actually kind of interesting, right? I was thinking about this recently. Notice how Liliana of the Veil is in this set, but Liliana the Last Hope is in Double Masters. Why? If you think about it, you don't want to put all your bombs into one set. It's not just like even a balance of draft or whatever, because they don't really care about that, right? Like, why print Imperial Seal? Nobody's drafting that card. Except for money, right? Obviously, rare drafting. Nobody's drafting for a deck. Like, gotta have Imperial Seal. What kind of combo are you going to combo off in a draft limited environment, right? So obviously, that card is printed for value. Liliana Last Hope was printed because, well, it's a Lily, and it's gonna add a little bit of value. It's not even a great card. I think a lot of people aren't playing it anymore, but it's there, right? Now, Liliana of the Veil is a high value card. So if I were to put that one also in Double Master and put Last Hope into this set, I'm intentionally bombing my set. And remember, Dominaria United is the first of that price change. So, like, I mean, a lot of you guys out there might not know, but prices are going up like 10, 20%. Even for, like, basically distributors. For, like, you know, your distributors all the way to the store, those kind of pricing. So that, when it comes down to consumers, has to be at least that much, if not more, right? Consumers might be looking at, like, 15 to 30% price increase. Just something to think about. That's why, like, Dominaria United boxes on Amazon are like $150, right? Or $156 plus hacks and whatever shipping. I guess shipping's free, no matter if you Prime or not. But like, that's why. And Amazon has really good prices. I'm gonna just let you know that. Like, yeah, sometimes I would just buy directly from Amazon because it's better than what I can get elsewhere, right? But still, like, that's crazy, dude. Like, Amazon is at $150. Whereas the previous box, they were selling for like, I don't know, like 90, 110. So if you think about it, 110 to 150, the price increase is pretty significant, right? That's like, that is a good like 30, 35% price increase. So it's coming. And that's going to show too. So like right now, I think the secondary market is kind of like soft. I think a lot of people are pre-selling cars maybe a little too cheap. Because if you think about it, the boxes are more expensive, which means every single individual single card has to go up too. And yeah, that's not really being accounted for. So I guess, I don't know. This started out as leaks. Now we're talking about just Dominaria United as a set. Anyways, you know, that's what I think. Yeah, but overall the set looks fine. I'm not a big Dominaria person. I know it's like everyone's going to kill me. I don't like the fact that the sagas are kind of skippable. I don't like the fact that it's like, hey, you can skip a phase. I think it defeats that saga purpose. I like it when you can do the saga like one by one and told a story. I like evolve cards, right? So I like the Ascendant Spirit. I like this new one. I like these cards that kind of like make your creature stronger as you pay more money, money basically, mana into it, your resources into it. So that's cool. Long term, the land cycle obviously is like probably it's not the weakest one, but it's pretty close to the weakest one. I mean, like, this one is not that great. It's definitely better than temples, which, you know, have no way to do like the temples have no way to come in like untapped, right, as duels. They're like, temples are like the better standard bulk dual lands, right? Like the ones that come in tap or give you a life. Temples, like, okay, it gives you a scry. They shouldn't even be rare. I think they should probably just be downshifted to common. These duels do come in and you can ping yourself for like one to make it into a duel. That's not bad. And then so what essentially happens that as the game progresses, these lands just become generic mana lands because, you know, you don't really need to use them for the mana that you're you're using other things for. So I think overall it works out fine. These these lands are going to be useful. They're not that great, but they're not that terrible, and they're just reprints. So, you know, whatever. A lot of the cards, like, you know, the Phyrexians, they all feel a lot safer, if that makes sense. I get the feeling like Wizards is really toning back. They don't want to print cards that are way too overpowered and then have to ban them later. So they definitely feel more safe than before. Whether or not the secondary market is going to like that, who knows? I also think like for example, Shieldred is like kind of just okay, right? Like I don't even think it's mythic, if that makes sense. I just feel like it's not strong enough to be mythic. But hey, it is what it is. There are some rares that's looking pretty strong too right now. Like Braids is kind of fun, right? It's and Braids is like the cover art for this set, so she better be strong. Anyways, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting all the cards out there to all the buyers who have already pre-ordered for this set. So that's gonna be good.